All right, people. Hello, welcome back to another show. I think we're live. Let's double check. Hello, how's everybody doing? Okay, we are good to go. Okay, we're rolling right into this. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another show. This is GVS, where I try to cover all things sports, whether it's hockey, baseball. Right now, we're in the thick of college football as well in the NFL, and then we got some baseball action going on tonight as well. We're going to cover a couple of those topics tonight. I'm going to start. Let's start with the NLCS Game 2 between the Dodgers and the Brewers. I'll talk a little bit about that, pardon me. And then I'll do some, we'll look up on some NHL scores and highlights and how that went. But then I think we should finish off. Hold on, let me. Is it a little loud? Let me. Go right there. I was about to say I'm like easy. Freaking super loud in my ear. Hold on, let's see. Oh, no way. Okay, hold on. So then if I go right. Interesting. Interesting. Okay. I just found something out. Okay, never mind. It's about the feedback. Okay. All right, here we go. All right. So, first things first. First thing to cover today, as you guys can see with the score, Dodgers won. Snuck out Game 2, and now they lead the series 2-0. And all the pressure is now on Milwaukee, and if they can come back and win this thing. Considering how well, and it kind of goes to show too, because another thing, and it's not just what's the word I'm looking for? If ever, when has the number one seed for baseball, like the number one team coming into the postseason, when have they won it all? Because I feel like baseball as well with hockey is one of those sports where you could have 30 more wins than the other team, which I think it's when you look at their overall record too. I mean, the Brewers only have 4 more wins than the Dodgers. Yeah, Dodgers have to play for a wild card. Brewers get the 1 seed and home field advantage for the whole thing. But like, it's happened in hockey, it's happened in college basketball, it's happened everywhere where the 1 seed just loses. And so that's something I am a little bit curious. Maybe next stream I'll look on some of the history of that, and look on, okay, here's how far every single 1 seed's gotten, or here's the last 1 seed who has won a World Series championship for the MLB. Because off the top of my head, I have no clue. But if someone said, oh, it was, like, for example, if it was like 2015 Royals, I'd be like, oh, okay, that makes sense. Or if it was the 2018 Red Sox, something like that. Like, I don't know anything off the top of my head. Okay, but, yeah, Dodgers won 5-1. So now the Brewers have their back against the wall. They're down 2-0 in the series. Personally, I think for this series, I did think, I mean, I was talking about this in yesterday's stream, I could see this going at minimum 6 games just because of how good the Brewers have been this year. But now, since, just exactly what the Mariners did, where they go up 2-0 on the series and sneak it away. Sweep? Is there a sweep coming? And could there potentially be a sweep happening? I mean, I titled this stream, do we have a sweep coming in? It's one of the questions that I put in the polls, is you guys let me know. Do you think that there will be a sweep in either the NLCS or the ALCS? I think, though, it's probably, how rare would it be? And again, when you look at like the history, because again, I don't know off the top of my head, but has there ever been 2 back-to-back sweeps going into the World Series? Like, handful of years ago, when Houston went, did they sweep to get in? Or that same year when they played the Dodgers, did the Dodgers sweep to get in? So we'll be curious about that. I wonder with how slow and out of the gate both the Blue Jays and the Brewers have been, yeah, I would. I wouldn't be too surprised if we skip ahead here a couple days, and in a week from now we're going. Yeah, it does make sense that both teams got swept because the home team, like, I don't know, at worst 1-1. That's what I was expecting for both. But now we're both of them are down 2-0, and I mean we saw it with the Phillies. Phillies did sneak out Game 3, but we saw the critical play last Thursday that ended up losing them the series. The Dodgers. It was the critical play that ended up winning with the walk off. But where, I mean, you know, we saw how raucous it was for the Mariners and them coming to town. Can you imagine after all the years it's been since the conference series? Can you imagine how loud that place is going to be, and just how the roof's going to blow off the place if Cal Riley hits another home run? So, yeah, I can't imagine. Can't imagine how tough that game would be. I'm not like if I was a Toronto fan, I'd be a little worried, but it would make a phenomenal story of like, hey, here's one of the being down 2-0, had to go to I was about to say Florida Mariners. No, Seattle Mariners. I was thinking Marlins at the same time too. Duh, but to go to Seattle, win 2 games to reclaim all the momentum, because there's the old saying too is a series doesn't begin until the home team loses. Well, these these home teams better figure it out, because yeah, if they're not careful, we'll see 2 sweeps. So yeah, let me know in the polls, guys. I'm rambling on a little bit, sorry about that, but do you see a sweep coming in the conference series? Okay, all right, let's hop over now. Look at a little bit of NHL action today. I did miss the Toronto game against the Predators. I also missed the Lightning game against the Capitals. That was probably the bigger games. Probably the biggest game of the day when you just look at it. Oilers Rangers. Pretty big game. Pretty big deal. Okay, what else though? I did see this one. I did see the Ducks freaking beat the Penguins. Man, oh my gosh. I don't even know what to say. Were we no. We were up 2-0. Yes. I do remember tuning in a little bit and seeing the score was 2-0, and then I was going back and forth. But then when I stepped into it, started the second when it was 2-2. It's like, okay, what's going on here? Then I stepped away, had a little bit of dinner, and then I saw, okay, 3-3. But like, what do you do? You know what I mean? After taking a 2-0 lead, and then having all that momentum gone by the second period, after Hellison's goal, I will give it up to Mantha for getting us back in it. But then, I mean, we saw what happened in the third period. We saw how there's they call it a delay game, because it put the Ducks on the power play, and Penguins can't stop the power play. Like, historically, we've been pretty bad on the power play the last handful of years. And then just Chris Kreider, again, a little bit of magic. It showed a little bit of it at the end of this broadcast and stuff, but how in the Ducks game against San Jose, he had a little bit of flurry and magic, and then even tonight, where being down 2-0, making it 3-2, 3-3, tense third period the whole time, because there was kind of the feeling of, okay, next team scores, wins. There was that feeling too. I kind of had a hunch where it's like, could this thing go to overtime as well? Because this wasn't a goal that happened around like the middle 10. Like, there was 90 seconds left in the game, which is why it was an even more critical penalty, because it was under a minute 30. So, yep, Kreider bears it in the back of the net, and the Penguins, Yep. After the, didn't we? Yeah, we started 2-0, right? And then the Rangers whooped up. Yep, yep. Rangers whooped up on us 6-1. Yep. It was too good to be true, man. That perfect 82-0 season gone. It's gone just like that in the blink of an eye. Okay, so the Maple Leafs beat the Predators 7-4. Holy, where'd all the goals come from? Damn. 2-0, 2-2. Okay, this is the second time. This is the second time that this has happened to Toronto. They also, because I watched a little bit of the Red Wings game the other day. They went up 2-0 on the Red Wings, and then the Red Wings ended up winning that game. They came back. So, yep, 2-0, even it up 2 apiece. 4, don't tell me they tied it. Okay, 4-2, 5-2. Oh, wow. Okay, by this time, yeah, the Matthews goal. Little bit out of reach at that point. Matthews had 2 goals. Okay, 7-4. All right, all right. Kraken and Canadians going OT. I know the Canadians are doing hot right now. Canadians are doing real well because they beat who they didn't they beat. Before I click on it, I'm gonna try to take a guess. They beat not Winnipeg, because Winnipeg lost their opener to the Stars. Tampa. Yeah, didn't they beat Tampa to start the... No, they beat the Leafs. Okay, who beat Tampa to start the season? Senators. I should have known that. So much for an NHL journalist. Alrighty. Cheers, people. All right. Okay, but yeah, Canadians, they've started out pretty hot too, and the Kraken still haven't lost. They're sitting at 2-0-1. Their wins, yep, snuck one out against the Golden Knights, 2-1. I think, because I know they were talking about it a little bit, like there was a lot of optimism and stuff. You know, it's a new season. Out of some of the bottom, I say this lightly too, like some of the bottom feeder teams like Calgary, San Jose, Chicago, Seattle was down. You know what, here. Okay. Out of every single team that's down here, and from last year's standings, I think some teams that have a real shot to get to the playoffs that were eliminated last year. I think Calgary, I think Vancouver can try to get back into the hunt because they went to the playoffs in 2024. They almost beat the Oilers, I believe, too. And I think, too, maybe even the Predators. But, you know, if Calgary gets in, do they knock out St. Louis? Or St. Louis made it last year, can they make it again? So we'll just have to see. It's still very, very early in the season. But yeah, out of all the eliminated teams last year, maybe Nashville. Well, but with how Anaheim's playing, maybe Anaheim. Nah, but I'm not going to overreact too much. Not going to overreact too much. Out of us, Pittsburgh, please. Please. I would like to see Pittsburgh. I'd like to see the boys go on one more run, at least before one of them retires. I have a feeling when it comes to like the Penguins' big three, I have a feeling Crosby will play the longest. I have a feeling Gino's going to retire first, and then probably Letang, and then Crosby. Okay, Rangers and Oilers. Oilers end up winning 2-0. I loved the meme. I saw a meme, and we'll look at memes later too. We'll look at a little bit of because let me show you what I got queued up here. We'll look at some. I got some NFL memes queued up here, so we'll look at some NFL memes. We'll also look at some NHL memes later too. But out of every team that's played in Madison Square Garden, they've scored points. And out of I think the meme too also showed out of like teams that have played at home, have you scored a goal at home yet? And everybody's like, yes, of course. And then it shows the Rangers, and it's like, no. And no, they haven't. The opening night, they got shut out 3-0 to the Penguins, and then they got shut out again here. I don't even know. Like, oh man, maybe, oh dear. Okay, not a 500 team, so win-win. 500 team. Above 500, it's like, okay, maybe they are frauds. And I've been calling for the Rangers to go to the Stanley Cup for forever. Whoops, let me get those out of the way. Capitals and Lightning, 3-2. That one went to overtime. How'd this one get to overtime? Jake Gensel. Protus Point, Tom Wilson. Oh, so there was a lot of... Because look how early this goal was. There's probably maybe a lot of good looks for the rest of the game. Because if it's... they're scoring within the first 5 minutes. Yeah, look at this. So for 15 straight minutes in the third period, intense hockey. Then Chitrum with the OT winner. Let's see some things here. Hits. Yeah, go figure. Go figure that Washington out physical them. More shots on. Wow, look at the shots. Because I did watch the Minnesota versus Dallas game, and there were a lot more shots in that game too, and I will give my thoughts and reactions to that game too. Penalty minutes 8 and 10. Because the other team, you'll look at these stats. 25 shots, 41 shots. Ottinger was a brick wall for the most part. 41 minus 2, 38 saves. So, yeah, Jake Ottinger's playing freaking phenomenal. And then this one, because I did catch this one, but I caught the third period when the game was, we would think pretty much out of reach. I think it kind of goes without saying, and it kind of shows considering how this game went, where Dallas jumped up early on Minnesota, and at one point it was 3-0, and because you saw the stats and how Minnesota outshot them by almost 20. Because I did see a stat and a graphic too during the third period and stuff after I believe the first goal from Minnesota, where in the third period alone, Minnesota had like 12 shots on goal compared to Dallas's 3. And so there was kind of that nagging feeling in the back of my head watching it, where it's like, okay, if Minnesota gets one here, this is where the momentum starts, because Dallas offensively was pretty quiet for the whole third period. But then as we saw. I gotta, yeah, it was Kaprizov. No, wait, which one? Which one am I thinking of? Okay, I'm thinking of No, no, no. I am thinking of the Kaprizov one because it showed that I think it showed that stat after Boldy had his goal to make it 3-1, but then after they went to the power play. Sorry, let me show you guys what I'm looking at. Um, After Kaprizov did, which I think this is his first goal since getting paid the big bucks. But after this goal, that's when it like showed the graphic, and it's like, okay, we might be in for something here. But then Minnesota very aggressive, pulled their goalkeeper, and then as you guys can see, a couple empty netters, one at 18 minutes and one with 10 seconds left to go. So Rupe Heinz, Kirill Kaprizov, and Wyatt Johnson. What does the 4 mean? Uh, Hold on. 4? Was this his fourth goal? Fourth goal of the season? Sometimes I amaze myself. Dude, I just learned today. Okay, let me show you something that I just learned today. Okay, this little fancy number here. Let's see if you guys can see the number. Yep, you can see the number. This little number here right next to Ohio State. Because there has been parts of me that have wondered what it meant. This means 50 votes for them to be the 1 seed. So when we roll back... So when we roll back right after Oregon beat Penn State, 16 people insisted they should have been the 1 seed. So then I'm curious. After Miami beat, 21 people. After Miami went into Tallahassee and whooped up on the Seminoles, 21 people thought they should have been. So then I would guess everybody. Mic check, mic check. Can you guys hear me? Hold on. Let's do echo, echo, mic check, mic check. All right. Sorry about the echo, people. So that explains. No, Ohio State getting 55 votes after they beat after you beat Texas. No, whatever. Okay. Okay, let's look at some more NHL actions. Hurricanes beat up on the Sharks. When can the Sharks get a win? I did this with the Rockies a little bit. Where it's like, okay, when are they going to win that game? Oh, they could win. You know what? It's probably going to be against Pittsburgh. Because Pittsburgh will do Pittsburgh things. Well, what's Utah's record? Oh, hello. Come on, mouse. Hello. Hold on. Oh. No. Hold on. There we go. Fix that up a little bit. Utah's 1-2. Okay. Yeah, they could beat Utah. I don't know. I haven't seen Utah yet. Of all the teams that I have seen so far in this NHL season, teams that I've watched. I've watched Florida. I've watched Boston. I've watched stop. Let me. I've watched way too many games already, and I've forgotten everybody I've seen. I don't even remember. I do remember trying to watch this game, but it wasn't on TNT. Yesterday I saw the Minnesota and Los Angeles game. Vegas, I've seen. Which Vegas game did I watch? Oh, yes, Vegas against Los Angeles. I saw the Vegas game against the. I saw this game. I saw all three of these games because obviously it was opening night. That game. Why am I tripping? Which one? This one. There it is. This was a good game. Anyways. Well, because the other thing too is when you compare it to, Monday Night Football the other day. Yeah, I was watching the Bills and Falcons. I wasn't watching Jersey and Columbus or St. Louis and Vancouver. Well, and the other thing too is half of these games are freaking blackout just because of region. So, all right. Yeah, let's wrap it up. Wrap it up. So yeah, Stars take care of business. They beat the Wild. Who's on net for the Golden Knights and Flames game? I'm gonna guess they had Wolf, but who else was on net for Vegas? Schmid. Okay. Get out of the way. 19 saves, 100%. Oh, did someone get pulled? Who got pulled? Huh? Did Aiden get pulled? Aiden got pulled, didn't he? Jack Eichel scores twice and leads the Golden Knights to a 4-2 win over the Flames. Calgary. Aiden Hill stopped 8 of the 10 shots in the first period, but did not return in the second half. Oh, lower body injury. Okay. Well, props to Schmid for stepping in. Okay. Would not have known that. I would have looked and gone, well, damn, look at a good win by Vegas. And would have moved on. Okay. So, Aiden Hill's injured a little bit. I saw that Tkachuk got injured. So, both Tkachuk brothers are injured. So, Ottawa might be sitting around for a little bit. There's all of that. There is all of that. Okay, let's see what else. We got anything else to cover? Any NFL news? Nah, nothing too much. Yeah, the Fred Warner injury freaking sucks. Yeah, nothing much else. I saw something that kind of made me laugh a little bit. This kind of makes me laugh, like having what did Stephen A, not only big boards, but what the frick? Stephen A said something it was either today or yesterday that made me chuckle. It was something about Lamar. Oh well. Let's see. Football, okay, basketball. I mean, preseason, if you guys care about preseason basketball. Yeah, no thanks. Let's switch over now. Let's I could give my opinion now that I think about it. yeah, let me give my opinion on the suspension of Brian Branch and what happened the other day during Sunday Night Football between the Kansas City Chiefs and the Detroit Lions. So my thoughts was obviously, I mean, it's pretty funny, all things considered, because a lot of people would look at it and go, okay, this is not good for the league because, oh, fighting, even though, I mean, I got something queued up for us right here as we sit and wait, you know. You know, the brawl that broke out in the crowd the other day. But I think something that yesterday's scuffle kind of shows is that, like, there's still a competitive nature and spirit to the game still. And I think I mean, looking at some of the videos and stuff, like, there is a reason why it was warranted. I mean, if you saw Juju's hit on Branch earlier in the game, and the taunting penalty there, it was kind of a, you know, get back kind of situation, I would say. And the other thing too is, I think I'm going to try to look at it from a hockey point of view and a hockey term, is this is the kind of thing that needs to happen to motivate and spark something to get the guys going. And because the Lions have dropped, like, they should have beat the Packers, could have beaten the Packers, and realistically, with how much we've talked about the Chiefs have struggled, this was a very winnable game. There were lots of moments for them to win this game, and hell, somebody might as well step up too for the Bills and get them going as well, because they've dropped 2 back-to-back primetime games as well. And so I think it's kind of funny that, I mean, you look at all the videos too, and even the one of, like, the one on the field where, you know, they're fighting and then you can hear Mahomes' voice, and it's like, out of, you know, the 50 plus people yelling on the field, you can still hear his goofy voice, the most distinct, going, hey, chill. But I think the NFL suspending him is not a surprise. Like, of course they're going to suspend him for fighting and stuff. But I think it's, funny enough, I think it's good for the league. I know probably not a lot of people would like that answer and response, but there's kind of a thing that you can't deny when watching all the sports, whether it's baseball, basketball, hockey, and football, is like competitive nature. Sometimes, like hockey, if you do a cheap dirty shot like that, like how Juju did, you know, if you do something like that on the ice, of course someone's going to come back and they're going to get you. Then you're going to drop the gloves, fix it, and then move on. But then in football, like, how many times of, like, a dirty hit or a taunting penalty? I mean, for hell's sakes, a couple weeks ago when the Rams were playing the Eagles, like, Puka Nacua got called on a taunting call. What other games? I mean, I'm surprised after Baker's, you know, John with the defender that hit him after the touchdown strike. I'm surprised he didn't get a taunting call and a penalty for getting in the dude's face after a roughing the passer, mind you. Like, I don't remember if there was a roughing the passer call on that, but if Mahomes got lit up like that, or if I think Josh Allen has earned that flag maybe. But yeah, I think it's good for the league. It's good for the league to see the competitive spirits of teams getting after it, because I mean, it shows that the players care, instead of just rolling over and being like, oh, whatever, you know, oh, we had the Chiefs for like 5 weeks, now it's just theirs. Or, oh, we had them, we thought, because I mean, we wrote the Lions off, and then we saw the Lions win a handful of games in a row, coming off the Ravens win, we're like, hey, the Lions are now the team to beat. So yeah, he'll serve his suspension, and then guess what, it's back to playing football, and then the Lions are gonna keep winning. Like, Branch is a really good player. So yeah, that's my thoughts on that. Not a lot of people like that, but I'm just saying how it is. I thought it was funny as hell. That the other thing too about the fight is, I think it's funny that still we are in the big 2025 and players still thinks it's effective to hit somebody with the helmet on still. we still think smacking someone or hitting someone with our bare hand on someone's helmet is going to do damage. Clearly, we are not watching hockey enough. They take the helmets off. Telling you. We're just slap boxing out there. Okay. All right. Speaking of slap boxing, this is a great segue. Where we at? Speaking of slap boxing. Here we go. A wild brawl broke out during the Bears-Commanders game on Monday Night Football. Tap here. Will do. Oh my gosh. Okay, how many we got here? We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 jumping in there. Damn, where's security? There's security. Couple minutes late. Dude, fans are freaking wild, man. There was one that, oh, holy shit. Damn. There was one a couple freaking weeks ago where they tumbled into, like, they fell like 3 or 4 rows down. Go figure, it was I think it was when the Raiders played it was last Thursday night. It was the 49ers Chargers. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking of. Go look it up. You think I'm lying? Go look it up. Okay. Where is? Oh yeah. Okay, we've looked at everything there. Let's do, we gotta look at hockey memes. NHL meme. There we go. What do we got here? There it is. There's the one. Have you scored at Madison Square Garden? Have you scored at Madison Square Garden? Yes. Of course. No. Yeah, this was freaking... Okay. This... Well, let's fast forward. This is a microcosm of what this team is. You know what's sad, too? Is that's Nettie. Nettie used to play for the Penguins, and he was okay. He wasn't, like, out of this world, because clearly we didn't keep him around, but there were a few games Nedeljkovic put together, and so, what do we got here? Oh my gosh. Easy chance. Alec Newman. That's funny. Yeah, that was terrible loss. Terrible freaking loss. Death, taxes, and Stuart Skinner being a fucking ass. Yeah, this was stupid. You know, but shame on me for thinking that the Rangers could win today and think he would put another glorious masterpiece like this together, because he pitched a shutout. So, okay, maybe Skinner is a good goalie. How ass Stuart Skinner. Stuart Skinner hanging on to that starting job with the Oilers. Yeah. Have you guys seen the memes too? Oh, it's, you know, let's just keep looking. We'll find it.
That was,
They were up 3-0, yeah.
that was really bad.
Yep. Yeah. It's the meme of Skinner being like, I want to be a goaltender for Team Canada. Okay, not even 24 hours into the NHL season, and the Rangers are already disappointing. Yeah. I don't like these jerseys. I don't like them. Yep. Not gonna show up.
One I believe? I believe that you're way out of your depth in this matter.
I'm not afraid. I'm having fun.
Well, for me, I'm keeping my expectations low, like very low. Penguins. I think they can get to the playoffs. That's yeah, 8 years is a long freaking time. Here's the thing, though. I don't know if he. Well, loyalty is a bigger thing in the NHL. I mean, look at Letang, Gino, and Sid. They've been together for 20 seasons. So 8 years compared to 20 is nothing. So it could very well happen. Kaprizov walking into the yep. Breaking Kaprizov's contract to not have any playoff success for the next 8 years. And that's why, and this right here, this is exactly why I'm kind of a little meh on the 8 years, because who are some all-time greats that stuck back with their teams? I'll use Mike Trout, for example. Baseball, totally crossing to a whole different other dimension. Look at how much success Mike Trout had with the Angels. And he ended up staying the course. Like, there's parts of me that would think, like, if Minnesota doesn't have any playoff success for these first 3 or 4 years, it'd make you go, okay, it's time for him to get out of here. Because I think, out of the big, out of the core four for Toronto, was Marner the only one that was an unrestricted free agent, and that's why he left? Like, didn't like Nylander and Tavares, I think Matthews has like 2 more years on his contract, something like that. But like, you know, when you're not winning and it gets to that point where there's like 2 more years or you become a free agent, typically sometimes people walk. So, all right. Yeah. I don't know if they'll. Exactly. Somehow this is going to happen. No.
For my goals this year,
Yeah.
I mean, of course, I want to set the bar high. You know, I want to go to the Olympics. I want to be a goalie for Team Canada. For my goals this year, I mean,
how do we tell him? Yeah, I mean, I think he could suit up for Team Canada, but be on the ice, probably not. I would say it's probably going to be Bennington again, because why would you change? It's the goaltenders will probably be Hellebuck and Bennington again.
Why you laughing? Nah, Juski, you are rude. Why you laughing? Nah, Juski, you are.
for my goals this year, I mean, of course, I want to set the bar high. You know, I want to go to the Olympics. I want to be a goalie for Team Canada. For my goals this year,
Me too, Stewie. Me too. Did Buddy forget what happened in February? We feel like we're the best hockey country in the world. He was front row too. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. The world ain't ready for this tandem. Oh my gosh. Get it out of my sight. Carey Price coming out of retirement to become the Sharks starting goalie. Missing hockey so much, I could really do a random Sabres Islanders game. Nah.
Couldn't sleep.
Okay. What if Carey Price never got injured in the Eastern Conference Final? Yeah, what if? Ooh, I don't know that much lore. Ooh. Ooh, I don't remember. I remember this goal got called back. Now, I don't remember if it's I don't remember if this goal came first. Yeah. Yeah, this goal came in like the first period, did it not? Yeah. Because I think the Hornquist goal would have happened either way. So maybe we're going into overtime. Overtime, game 6. What if this wasn't called the 5-minute major? Don't know the lore of this. I don't know why I don't. Yeah. Don't know what that is. Oh, yeah. Everybody's going to talk about this one. What if Brant Holt's foot was ruled to be in the crease? What if Justin Hall never took an interference penalty in Game 7? What if Byfield successfully dumped the puck out of the zone? Chari, what if the refs call Wayne Gretzky's high stick in the 93 conference finals? Damn, this is old. 93? I don't know the lore on like half of these. Be waiting for, yeah.
Give us the watermelon.
Bro, give me the watermelon, dude.
Oh. Are we all the way back? We did the whole off season that quick. Well, we are back into it. We are back into it. Here, let me see some. Let me see something real quick. I can go find more NHL meme pages. Nope. There's no... There's no ghetto Gronk of the NHL, and that kind of upsets me. Unless there's one hiding out there and I've never... Hello? Hello, I might have found one. Hello, I might have found one. Yep. Okay, I think I found one. Let's see. Let's see about this one. I thought this was so funny.
Don't fight, you can have me. I'm all yours.
Great to check in some words.
Get back on it, man. Fat fuck.
Playoff series, third shooter, Rantanen scores! What a
Boink. Oh, a beer saver.
Six? Whoa! You said what? 6, 7? 8? How old are you guys? 6? Whoa!
Yeah, pretty much. We don't care about Marner. Also Leafs fans. Like the crazy X, never moving on. Sherwood flipping, we're...
Stepped on a stick as he clapped over the referee in the middle of one battle.
Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, yep.
Strolled on the end board, plays it all up, and the Hawks get a shot. Score! Connor Bedard! His first of the season. Strolled on.
I don't see that. Yeah, there's no way. I'd believe. Okay, if we were to look at something like this, something crazy like this, I could see. Why would you want Gino too? Like, wouldn't you want someone like younger that has more legs on him? In the ways of, hey, if we're gonna, I mean, like, look at Marchand, for example. Marchand is probably gonna play 4 more years, 3, 4 more years. And then you got Bennett as well. But think about, just think about how much time Gino's got left. It'd be like a one and done type deal. So yeah, if you were to make a big trade like that, wouldn't you want at least 4 or 5 more years out of someone? So, hey, oh, Brian, yeah,
Game of his career.
yep, own goal. Rough deal. And they freaking won this game too. We're looking for okay. Mm-hmm. Kevin Pasternak.
Oh, you fucker.
Carlson over the attacking line. Listing wants to save right back in front. They score! Punched in by Sidney.
I told you. Oh my God. Are you shitting me? Fuck! Fuck!
And Sid's goal was just to help.
2 years isn't an extension. That's a, hey, if we don't figure this out, I'm out of here kind of thing. Oh.
Now we got another.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Second.
I'm all for physicality in the sport. I love rivalries, but this shouldn't be happening in a preseason game. No one asked you. No one asked you. Yeah. If you're talking shit, something, and they say hockey doesn't belong in the South. That's funny. Ran over Aaron Eckblad and then started throwing punches. Well, and it's the terms of physicality. Like, if you're going to finish a check like that in the preseason, hell yeah, drop. Because, yeah, if we're talking about, oh, we shouldn't be having fights because it's the preseason. It's the preseason, like, it's the double standard, you know. If it's the preseason, why are you finishing checks like this? So, yeah, yep. What's this? That ain't Mitch Marner, is it? No. No, that's not Marner. Alright. That's actually pretty funny.
By the Tampa Bay Lightning. You knew they're going to push back.
Well, and then everything started from the game before too. So every single time, dude, I'm looking forward to it. Every single time these two teams get together, they're dropping the mitts. Oh, what do we got here? What do we got here? Oh, that's how you say that, Jack-eye? Okay. Well, Shelov's name too for the Penguins is. Okay. Oh, I love this meme format too. Jason's. What? Bink. Yeah, there's parts of me that think like it shouldn't happen and it probably won't happen. There's parts of me that thinks that Matthews, where is he? I just saw his face, and McDavid. There's parts of me that think those two team up somewhere. I mean, hey, once the big three, hell, I'll throw it out there for fun. Once the big three retires and heads off into the sunset for Pittsburgh, those two come back. Those two come to town. Not gonna happen. There's no way. But I don't know. There's parts of me that think like Matthews, even though with the loyalty and stuff of what the NHL is compared to other franchises, like other teams in sports, like how long are you gonna stay on the team? And then McDavid signing a 2-year thing is probably evidence of like, hey, I don't want to be here forever. Because, and I don't blame him too. You get to 2 back-to-back Stanley Cup Finals and you lose to the Panthers. It's just brutal. So, alrighty. Alrighty, people. Should we call it? Should we call it? I think we'll call it a night, people. All right, let's do. Hold on. Here we go. Let's get this queued up. Let's make sure I'm doing this the right way. All right. There we go. Okay. Let's go over here. Get everything going. Start to get everything closed down a little bit. All right, people on the shorts end. Glad y'all came to hang out for a little bit. Let's look at some of the questions you guys had. Finish the Q&A for the night. I asked you guys, who is there a sweep coming? I asked you yes or no. And yeah. Okay, dismiss that. Okay, let's look over here. Let's look over here. We have a couple of chats. So let's look. All right. Oh, we got a yes over there. Okay. All right. Yeah, I think there might be a sweep, and if there was, I think it's the Mariners. I really do think the Mariners, because I think that there's just something about the Brewers where I don't think they would get swept by the Dodgers, considering that the Dodgers had the chance to sweep the Phillies last series, but they didn't. So, all right, people, I'm glad you guys hung out with me tonight for a little bit. Talked a little bit of hockey, a little bit of baseball. Watched a couple memes. Hope you guys enjoyed. Be sure to hit that like button. Leave a subscription too. We gained 1 subscriber tonight, so thank you so much for that. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next one.